After reading this module, you should be able to know what is corporate social responsibility and its definitions. Understand the various drivers of CSR, arguments in favor and against CSR. Understand the three models of CSR. Understand ISO 26000, its core subsets and principles. Analyze the CSR legislation in India. Introduction. In today's world of globalization, socially responsible behavior is expected from corporate houses. Organizations can't stand alone in isolation of its society and environment in which it works. It's a kind of synergetic relationship between business organization and society in which it operates and uses the resources. So, it's a responsibility of every business organization to work in a manner which is socially responsible and acceptable. Every year, World CSR Day is celebrated on 18th February. What is corporate social responsibility? Corporate social responsibility is also known as corporate consciousness, corporate citizenship, or sustainably responsible business. Corporate social responsibility consists of three words which defines it. Means those corporations who work for society in a responsible manner. Here, society includes all the stakeholders of business. In 1963, Joseph W. McGuire defines social responsibility in his book Business and Society. According to him, the idea of social responsibility supposes that the corporation has not only economic and legal obligations but also certain responsibilities to society which extend beyond these obligations. This definition focuses on responsibility towards society but fails to describe the responsibility. Further, in 1979, Carroll defines social responsibility as the social responsibility of business encompasses the economic, legal, ethical and discretionary expectations that society has of organizations at any given point in time. In the words of Thomas M. Jones, corporate social responsibility is the notion that corporations have an obligation to constituent groups in society other than stockholders and beyond that prescribed by law and union contracts. The World Business Council of Sustainable Development defines CSR as CSR is a continuing commitment by business to behave ethically and contribute to economic development while improving the quality of life of the workforce and their families as well as of the local community and society at large. This definition puts stress on two things. First, the ethical behavior of a corporation in all development of the society. All the above definitions say that CSR includes all those initiatives which are done for the society by business corporations, whether done voluntarily or under the pressure of law. CSR is doing business in accountable and transparent manner while accepting the responsibility for all actions and the resulting effect on society, economy and environment at large. Now, the drivers of CSR. The historical driver of CSR was philanthropy, a sense of ethics or sense of belongingness towards society. But as the time changed, driver of CSR also changed considerably. According to Biret, in India, there are 6 drivers which are pushing business towards CSR. In Grant Thornton's survey for International Business Report, 2014, they surveyed 2,500 businesses from 34 economies and find out that there are 5 key drivers for CSR activities. Some of the key drivers for business to engage themselves in CSR activities are as follows. The very first is globalization. Due to globalization, there is very stiff competition in both national and international market. Due to this international market pressure, companies has to work in a sustainable and environment-friendly manner, which gives rise to more and more investment in CSR activities. The shrinking government sources. Earlier government was only one who used to undertake social welfare programs and policies. But due to decrease in financial resources and increasing deficit of government, societies was forced to look after alternatives. And this alternative came in the form of CSR activities undertaken by big corporate houses. The demand for greater disclosure. In today's competitive business environment, all stakeholders of business demand for greater disclosures. Supplier, customer, employee, investors and activist organization for environment all demands for sustainability reporting. Next, increased customer interest. Nowadays, consumer is well aware of environmental issues. So, they want to associate themselves with those products which are environment friendly. Ethical conduct of companies influences the purchasing decision of consumers. Next, the growing investor pressure. Investors are changing the way they assess companies' performance and are making decisions based on criteria that include ethical concerns. A survey conducted by Environics International revealed that more than a quarter of share owning Americans took into account ethical considerations when buying or selling stocks. Competitive labor market. Today's employees are looking beyond salary and additional benefits. Employees want to associate themselves with ethical, responsible and sustainable company. In order to hire and retain skilled employees, companies are being forced to improve working conditions. Supplier relations. Today, many companies make sure that their supply partners conduct their business in a socially responsible manner. Some companies have introduced codes of conduct for their suppliers to ensure that due to other companies' policies or practices, their reputation is not hampered. Next driver is cost reduction. Companies with well-defined environmental programs and policies works in very progressive manner and don't have to pay huge fines and penalties due to violation of any government law. There are huge cost savings due to use of alternate fuel, waste minimization techniques, reduced use of water and rainwater harvesting techniques. Next driver is brand building. The CSR activities of a company helps to create its positive image among all its stakeholders, which is long run builds a brand image of a company. Last but not the least driver is increase in profits. Companies which are engaged in CSR activities are eligible for tax relief, which in return increases profits. Now, there are few arguments in favor of CSR. Let's see them. Corporate social responsibility is a commitment of a business to work ethically and contribute towards sustainable development of an economy and society. The major arguments in favor of CSR are as follows. The very first is it helps to achieve long-term objectives. Today, companies understand that it's their own interest to undertake CSR activities and to meet expectations of the society. A better society provides a conducive environment for a business, which in long run helps business to earn huge profits. CSR helps in less government interventions. When company voluntarily works for the society and there is very less governmental interventions to control business activities, fines, penalties, regulation and controls restrict the flexibility of business. So, it's always prudent to act in socially responsible manner and not giving any opportunity to government to intervene and put controls. Next is improved financial performance. CSR activities helps companies to earn good profits, minimize their operating cost, which in turn improve financial performance of a company. CSR increase sales and consumer loyalty. In today's age of widespread communication and growing emphasis on transparency, customers of any product will hesitate to use products of any company who has been found guilty of violating any law. Consumers choose ethically and socially responsible companies for their product choices over those companies who don't behave responsibly. Next, CSR helps in protecting natural flora and fauna. When most of the companies are engaged in CSR activities, then it helps to maintain ecological balance and protect natural flora and fauna of particular region. CSR helps in retention of employees. When CSR activities are undertaken by companies and these activities are part of company's goal, then every employee working in the company feels motivated and associated with socially responsible company, which in return reduce labor turnover. Now, there are few arguments against CSR. CSR being criticized for following reasons. The very first is CSR increases the product cost. Who bears the cost of CSR activities? This is a big question. Do these companies bear this cost themselves or transfer it to consumers where high prices of products? People who think that business are set up to earn profits argues that high prices of products are due to heavy amounts spent on CSR activities. CSR is a vague concept. CSR still don't have any clear definition. Nature and scope of CSR activities changes according to geographical region and industry. Everything which has any adverse impact on society, human beings, natural flora and fauna can be put in the purview of it. Sometimes companies don't know what to do, so they simply attach themselves to some kind of philanthropic activities. Next, dilution of business objective to profit maximization. Every business organization is set up to do business and maximize shareholders' wealth. On the other hand, CSR demands business organization to spend their precious time and money on CSR activities. So, they undertake social causes, there is dilution of business, main objective of profit maximization. Next is sometimes managers are confused. Business managers are in a confused state of mind. Decision making as they are having two contradictory goals of wealth maximization and socially responsible. They don't know when to choose which goal. Next, responsibility of government. To undertake social welfare projects is responsibility of government, not of business. By engaging themselves in socially responsible activities, actually business organizations are sharing government's responsibility. Now let's see CSR models. Broadly, there are three models of CSR, namely Carroll's CSR pyramid model, intersecting circles model, concentrating circle model. The very first is Carroll's CSR pyramid model. This model was developed by Carroll. According to this model, there are four kinds of social responsibility which constitute complete CSR. These are economic, legal, ethical and philanthropic. According to Carroll, the CSR firm should strive to make profit, obey the law, be ethical and be a good corporate citizen. The model presents the different responsibility in a hierarchy order of decreasing importance. The economic responsibility is to make money. The legal responsibility is to adhere to rules and regulation. The ethical responsibility is to do what's right even when not required by the letter or script of law. The philanthropic responsibility is to contribute to society's project even when they are independent of a particular business. All these responsibilities are shown in a form of pyramids. At the base there is economic responsibility, then comes legal responsibility, then ethical responsibility, and at the top of pyramid is philanthropic responsibility. Next model is intersecting circles or IC model. The intersecting circles or IC model of CSR differs in two main aspects with pyramid model. The first, it recognizes the possibility of interrelationship among CSR domains, and second, it rejects the hierarchical order of importance. The IC model holds that the different responsibilities are in dynamic interplay with each other, and it is overall corporate responsibility to advance harmony and resolve conflicts between them. In IC model, the main domains of responsibility are depicted by Venn diagrams, which highlights the overlapping nature of the domains and the resultant creation of a set of CSR categories in which corporations and their activities may be described, classified and analyzed. Now, in this figure you can see all the three models. The figure A shows the pyramid model in which there is a pyramid of CSR. The next is IC model, which is showing the intersecting circles of CSR activities. Figure C is about concentrating circle models, where there is a concentric circles of corporate social responsibility fields. Now comes the concentrating circle or CON model. The CON model is adapted from a notable statement issued in 1971 by the Committee for Economic Development. The original CED model consists of three concentric circles. The inner circle represents the core responsibility of business, that is, economic function. The intermediate circle is ethical circle, and the outer circle equivalent to the philanthropic circle. Legal responsibilities are not explicitly presented in the original CED framework, but rather subsumed under other corporate responsibilities. The concentric circle model is similar to the pyramid in that it views the economic role of business as its core social responsibility, and similar to the IC model in that it emphasizes the interrelationship among the different corporate social responsibility. Now, let's learn about ISO 26000. ISO 26000 provides guidance on the social responsibility. ISO 26000 is only a management system standard. It is not developed for the certification purpose. Rather, it helps organizations to contribute towards their social responsibility. Before adopting ISO 26000, every organization should consider various factors such as society, environment, legal framework, cultural differences, political condition of particular country, and even its own organizational structure. But at the same time, their CSR policy must be consistent enough with international norms. ISO 26000 Clause 4 describes 7 principles of social responsibilities. These principles are: first is accountability. According to this principle, every business organization is accountable for all the impact made by its actions and decisions on society, environment, and economy at large. Second principle is transparency. According to this principle, business organization should adopt complete transparency regarding its new policies, procedures, programs, and other decisions which have direct impact on society, environment, and economy. All this information should be readily available in understandable form to all those who are directly affected by these decisions. Next principle is ethical behavior. According to this principle, business organizations should act ethically in every aspect of their working. It should always follow the international as well as local ethical norms. Next principle is respect for stakeholder interest. According to this principle, every business organization should identify its all stakeholders and should act in the interest of stakeholders. Next principle is respect for the rule of law. According to this principle, business organization should have respect for the rule of law, as law is supreme. It is above the organization, its individuals. Organization should follow all the legal requirements in every jurisdiction where it operates. Next principle is respect for international norms of behavior. According to this principle, business organization should strive to follow the international norms of behavior while adhering to the principle of respect for rule of law. Last principle is respect for human rights. According to this principle, business organization should always follow and respect international law of human rights. These principles should be practiced in all 7 core subjects of social responsibilities. These core subjects are described under ISO 26000 Clause 6. These subjects are organizational governance, human rights, labor practices, environment, fair operating practices, consumer issues, community involvement, and development. Organization should consider all the core subjects in a holistic manner, as all the subjects are interdependent on one another. Organization should not focus on any one subject. Rather, there should be complete trade-off among all the subjects. CSR legislation in India. Initially, CSR was originated in developed countries, but soon after liberalization of Indian economy, CSR gained popularity in India also. India is the first country in the world to mandate CSR. Companies Act 2013, Section 135 contains provisions which deals with corporate social responsibility. Schedule 7 of the Companies Act 2013 lists the activities which a company can undertake as part of its CSR programs and policies. Section 135 is applicable to all those Indian companies meeting any one or more of the following conditions. First, turnover of INR 1000 crores or more. Second, net profit of INR 500 crores or more. Third, net profit of INR 5 crores or more. All those companies who come in the preview of section 135 have to spend 2% of average net profit of last 3 preceding years on CSR activities every year. Let's discuss what are the activities which may be included by companies in their corporate social responsibility policies. These are given under Schedule 7. Activities related to eradication of extreme hunger and poverty, promotion of education, promotion gender equality and empowering women, reducing child mortality and improving mental health, combating human immunodeficiency virus, acquired immune deficiency syndrome, malaria and other disease, ensuring environmental sustainability, employment enhancing vocational skills, social business projects, contribution to Prime Minister's National Relief Fund or any other fund set up by the central government or the state government for social economic development and reliefs, and funds for the welfare of scheduled caste, the scheduled tribes and other backward classes, minorities and women, and such other matters as may be prescribed from time to time. Now let's see the administration and reporting. In order to administer CSR activities, board of every company would appoint 3 members CSR committee. This committee will include 1 independent director. The board would be required to mandatorily report on CSR on its board's report. In case of failure to spend the prescribed amount, reasons would have to be disclosed in the board's report. Let's see the functions of this CSR committee. The very first is the CSR committee will develop CSR policy which shall indicate the activities to be undertaken by the company as specified in Schedule 7. The company shall give preference to the local area and areas around it where it operates. CSR committee will recommend the amount of expenditure to be incurred on the activities referred above in Schedule 7. Third, it will be duty of CSR committee to monitor the CSR policy from time to time. Committee has to prepare a transparent monitoring mechanism for implementation of the projects, activities to be undertaken by the company. Now let's see other points relating to CSR under this bill. First, net profits will exclude any dividend received from any other companies in India that are complying with CSR provisions and profits generated outside India. Next, CSR expenditure would exclude expenditure on activities undertaken in the normal course of business of a company. Next, a foreign company has to contribute to CSR based on the profits of their Indian business operations. Next, CSR belonging to the same group can set up a registered society or a company under Section 8 of the Act. Next, companies can pool their resources with other companies to undertake CSR activities in such a manner that such companies can report separately on such projects. Next, only expenditure incurred on projects or activities in India to qualify in CSR expenditure. Next, the CSR policy shall specify that the surplus arising from CSR activities are not to be considered as business profits of the company. Such surplus should be plugged back into CSR activities. Now, summary. In this module, you have learned about what is corporate social responsibility and its various definitions, drivers of CSR, arguments in favor and against CSR, three models of CSR, that is Carroll's pyramid model, intersecting circles model, concentrating circles model, ISO 26000, and you have learned CSR legislation in India. CSR is doing business in accountable and transparent manner, while accepting the responsibility for all your actions and their resulting effect on society, economy and environment at large. Earlier, CSR activities were done for philanthropy, but as the time changed, drivers of CSR also changed. There are a lot of arguments favoring CSR activities, but there are few arguments against CSR also. Carroll's CSR pyramid model categorizes the different responsibility hierarchically in order of decreasing importance. The intersecting circle model recognizes the possibility of interrelationships among CSR domains. The concentric circle model consists of three concentric circles and views the economic role of business as its core social responsibility and accepts the interrelationship among the different corporate social responsibilities. ISO 26000 is a management system standard. It is not developed for the certification purpose. Rather, it helps organizations to contribute towards their social responsibility. India is the first country in the world to mandate CSR. Companies Act 2013, Section 135 contains provisions which deals with corporate social responsibility.